Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. There is so much disbelief inside of the market right now. Many people are still getting so chopped up that they can't seem to make a logical conclusion whether we're bullish or bearish. I've been very adamant about maintaining a bullish stance ever since 2019 when I made a video called "The Bottom is In, Gold versus Bitcoin." I've been very adamant about preaching this to you guys, and I think that the people that are actually selling, the people that don't trust that we're going to be starting a new bull run, are about to miss out on the biggest move in altcoin history. This isn't me just trying to hype things up. This is me genuinely trying to spread awareness so that we can all be here profiting together. For today's video, I'm going to be diving in and giving you guys a deep analysis with the total altcoin market cap, because this is setting up for a huge explosion that we don't want to miss out on. People like me, people like you guys that follow my channel are sitting here accumulating while everybody else is fearful, while everybody's expecting a big crash in Bitcoin, and they are going to miss out on the biggest financial opportunity that we've seen since 2016. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, I have an amazing Discord community, and we're so close to my goal of 10,000 members. Make sure that you guys join. It's free for anybody that wants to. Now on the Discord, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course and signals. So the way that you guys can actually get more information on the video course and signals and how to sign up for that, stay all the way to the end of this video, because I'm going to give a brief description on how you guys can sign up, the pros of doing so, and how we can actually get you going today. All you guys got to do to join is click in the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. All you guys got to do is click that. Once you guys have access, shoot me a message or any of the 6 moderators a message, and we'll be here to help you guys get started on the right path today. All right, guys, lots of exciting things to talk about. Thank you all so much for the support. With all that being said, let's jump right in the video today. Alrighty guys, here we are taking a look at the altcoin total market cap. I want to talk about some very important things between this consolidation and then the prior consolidation that we've actually seen in the last bull cycle, because I think that this is setting up in a very similar way. And you know, with so much disbelief inside of the market, so many people really confused on what is actually happening and what's actually taking place, it's very important that we just focus on what is showing us inside the charts. And for me, guys, I only see more reasons to be bullish. I see very good things unfolding out of the market, that there's no reason to be super confused right now. And once I go through and actually break down the charts, we're going to be able to understand together, because once you guys start to see this pattern, it's going to start to make you realize, you know, there's no reason to be fearful right now. Now, really all I want to talk about here was just this consolidation, and we're going to be wrapping it up and comparing it to the prior consolidation of back here. Now, this was the first cycle that we actually ever experienced inside of the altcoins. This was, you know, the first little impulse. We consolidated here for quite some time, you know, about 3 years, and then we ended up breaking out and going into that crazy 2016 to 2017 bull run, right? That was such an exciting time. Lots of profits were to be made, and you know, we're getting that exact same opportunity again. And so I wanted to go through and actually share with you guys some analysis that's going to perfectly explain why there's no reason to be fearful, why a new bull run is imminent, and how we can actually make a sizable amount of money trading this. Now, let's go through here and let's take all of the consolidation that we've seen. This is approximately almost 700 days worth of consolidation. And we're actually going to be comparing it to the prior cycle, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys some pretty cool similarities between them. Alright guys, so we're going to go through and actually analyze this real quick, because this is so important, because nobody's really talking about it. Now, if we take the current consolidation that we've been seeing over the last 700 days in the altcoin total market cap, and we actually take it and overlay it over the last altcoin cycle, you guys are going to be able to obviously tell that this is pretty much the exact same chart. So we're starting out from right here. So this was really the first chop that we saw. This was really choppy type of consolidation, generally what you tend to find right before a strong sell-off. And this is exactly what happened most recently in both of these cycles. After the initial blow off top from the highs, we sell off. And then right before we make our final low, this is kind of the continuation pattern that gets created, where we just chop back and forth, kind of make this little W looking pattern. And then we end up selling off for our final lows. And this is capitulation. This is capitulation of that bear trend. We're going to label this one green. And this is roughly the same thing that we saw here inside of this most recent cycle. Even though it didn't quite go down as far, this is pretty much the same consolidation. And then really all we saw from that point was this short-term ABC correction back up, where we make a high, it's our first higher high, and then we impulse all the way up to back to the resistance here, and then we start falling again. The same thing happened most recently in the last cycle. We get this correction back up, comes up to retest some of the midpoint of the prior cycle highs, and then we end up just kind of selling off. And it's the same exact consolidation here. It's almost no different for the most part. You know, eventually we find a short-term bottom after we retraced and retest support. Same thing happens here, and then we get another attempt at a breakout. Same thing happened in the last cycle. This is a false attempt, this is a bull trap, and we end up rejecting. And then we fall to retest support one final time. And this is the exact same thing that's happening to this day, identically. The only real difference here is during this ABC correction back up where we went to retest some of the higher resistance levels, it wasn't quite as parabolic in the most recent cycle. It was more sideways chop, but nonetheless, it's still roughly the same. Now, this is important to understand because there's so many people trying to claim that the market is bearish. After months, technically years of bottom consolidation of us just chopping sideways back and forth, people are still bearish. And really, with all of the COVID panic that we just saw, it's making people even more bearish right now because they're really insecure about the potential of a wave 2, the potential of another market crash, when in actuality, I just don't see it happening. You know, anomalies don't happen twice. You know, lightning doesn't just strike twice in the same spot, even though technically it can. It's just a figure of speech. And the same thing can be said here, guys. What's interesting to me is that I don't expect, you know, another major capitulation crash from COVID. In my opinion, we've already absorbed that. The new buyers have stepped in, and we're about to see a big impulse coming very soon. Now, let's actually take a look at the time frames of this because that's equally as important here. You know, of course, the market structure can look the same, but, you know, is it the same as comparing market structure on a 4-hour time frame compared to, you know, a weekly time frame? No, I mean, the market structure might look the same, but chances are it'll play out a little different. But here, let's actually take a look and see, you know, not only the market structure lines up, but let's take a look and see if the time frames will actually line up as well. So we're actually going to take it from, let's go from the low of this little yellow box, so right here, and let's drag it all the way to the point we started leaving. So about 646 days that we accumulated and went sideways right here. This was pretty much our sideways chop of death because, you know, there's lots of swings, lots of blows. And this is why the market can be very confusing, is because right now we've been in this chop action for a long time, just up and down, side and side. There's really been no definitive breaks one way or another. And because of this, you know, a lot of people are just writing it off entirely. Most people have forgotten about it, and they're kind of just forgetting about crypto entirely. But the thing is, guys, you know, this is roughly the same stuff that happened in prior cycles, and if you would have just invested at any midpoint throughout this bottom formation, you would have made so much life-changing amounts of wealth that you probably wouldn't even be investing anymore because you'd be too rich. But, you know, guys, we have the same opportunity again, and that's what's important here. So if we can see here that the bottom formation is roughly the same, right? Now let's actually take it and let's go and layer the same bottom formation over the most recent one, and let's see how they actually line up. All right, guys, so if we take that same exact bottom formation and we actually overlay it to the current consolidation that we're in, maybe this will help to, you know, give you guys a deeper perspective on it. Because really, what we're seeing here is pretty much the same, you know, formation for the most part. Obviously, there's some differences, but the key here is that it's very, very correlated. Now, we're going to take this and actually just kind of analyze some thoughts, because if we follow the last cycle, we're going to be seeing an impulse like this. It's going to take us to this all-time high mark very quickly, which, you know, market cap-wise is about just under 600 billion, which is just phenomenal, guys. Can you imagine us waiting in this god-awful range for 700 days only for us to break out and just immediately impulse to the all-time high? This is why it is so important that we're taking our positions now, we're focusing on the long-term prospect, and we're not worried about all of this choppy action. Because, guys, you would have missed out on the bulk of the profit if you wouldn't have bought the bottom part of that bull cycle, because the bulk of your profits are made by buying the terminal end of the correction. You know, making 100x returns is a lot easier when you're buying it at the very bottom of the market structure compared to, it already breaks out to all-time highs and then you're trying to pick the 100x coin. Most likely you're not going to make it happen because the coins will actually impulse too quickly and you won't be making those same percent returns and the risk will be far greater. Everybody thinks that it's so risky right now to be investing because the market's so low, when in actuality, this is how you make the money that you're searching for. Everybody here that watches my channel wants to make life-changing amounts of money. Is that not true? So why would you be, waiting for a massive impulse that's going to take us all the way up to these resistance levels when you could just be buying all of the short-term panic here? And that's the thing that I really want you guys to understand, that is important, that we are buying and we are taking positions while everything is still really choppy, because this is where the bulk of your profits are made. Now let's actually go through here and let's actually compare. So as you guys know, this market structure pretty much looks the same. Now this market structure, based off of this black chart right here, was 646 days worth of consolidation. Now let's actually take from the same point and let's actually see how long the consolidation has been for this most recent cycle. 688 days. So we're about 40 days plus over the length of time that this consolidation made. And look how big of an impulse it made. Quick to that all-time high mark right at the start. Guys, we're repeating the same exact pattern once again, and we have a truly remarkable opportunity of making a lot of money right now, which is why I'm trying to, wake us all up, awareness to all of what's happening, taking a look at the bigger trend that's forming, because it's so easy to get chopped up on these shorter time frames. And oftentimes we like to follow these traders on Twitter and on TradingView, and they're just so zoomed in on these tiny little time frames that you'll never know what's happening on a big time frame. And so it's so easy to get chopped up. That's why I focus on the long-term trend, because it's so much more profitable. You can make way, way, way more money, and it's so much easier. There's less risk because all you're doing is buying, dollar cost averaging, and holding long-term. I just don't understand why people are going to miss out on this, because the opportunity is staring us in the face. I mean, if you can't definitively see what I'm talking about right here in this chart, you might as well just unsubscribe from the channel, because at the end of the day, I'm here to help awaken everybody to what's taking place, and we are here to make a lot of money. And you got to be able to see the vision. You got to be able to resonate with the words that I'm saying, because at the end of the day, if you sit here and watch my channel and you can't see the trends that I'm showing you, then there's no point in watching my channel, because you're going to miss out on the opportunity. And I'm not some expert. I don't try and proclaim myself to be some expert, technical analyst, even though I'm pretty good. All I'm doing is just labeling charts and showing you guys prior cycles and showing you guys how patterns repeat on all time frames. And then we're talking about how we can think that, the cycle might play out. And so that's just really it's really important to understand that from a cycle perspective, it's going to look a little bit weird down here, but from a cycle perspective, guys, these two consolidations are very, very similar. Let's actually just remove the drilling tools and let's, just take a look at both of them quickly, because they're pretty much one and the same here. We'll start from here. We get the same choppy action, find capitulation. We impulse up to retest the previous resistances. This is a bear trap or a bull trap. We start to correct back down. We come back down to retest support again right here. Same thing happens here. And then we impulse one more bull trap. Another rejection takes us to support, support again. And looky there, guys. The same exact consolidation is playing out once again. And what we're lacking is just the entirety of that bull run, which I think is going to happen quickly. It's going to be very parabolic, and we have a huge opportunity of making those life-changing amounts of wealth. Because what we see here is almost an exact replica of the same bottom formations that we've seen not only in the prior cycle, but we could also compare this bottom formation to Bitcoin as well, and it really does look, in my opinion, it looks identical. I mean, anybody can find a pattern in anything, and so you guys might disagree with this analysis, but I honestly don't think it's as confusing as people are making it out to be. And if we actually just go take a look at the Bitcoin consolidation from back in the last cycle, I honestly think that you guys are going to be able to start to, understand how it doesn't have to be exactly the same, how cycles repeat over and over and over again. So let's actually take this bottom formation. So we're going to go through here and actually analyze the similarities in the bottom structure between Bitcoin back in 2015 and, the altcoin total market cap today, because these are once again one and the same. Now, just like Bitcoin, we go through this choppy type action. And the same thing just recently happened inside of the altcoin total market cap. We hit the same point. This is kind of the continuation before we follow the capitulation. Same thing happens here. Capitulation happens right there. We get capitulation right here. We make a short-term attempt to, hit these resistance levels only to get rejected. We kind of build up, get rejected, and then we fall back onto trending support. We come back down to retest that. Same thing happens here. Same thing happens here. We get another attempt at a breakout, false breakout, and then we get the crash. And then what happens? Well, the bull run happens after that. And this is the exact same bottom formations that we're seeing across all charts, guys. They all follow Bitcoin, and it makes sense that the altcoin total market cap is pretty much just repeating the exact same bottom formation of the last cycle. On top of that, if you go and take a look at the actual altcoin total market cap, both of these are literally just repeating each other. It's the same accumulation each and every time because the same people are buying this. The same whales, the same Bitcoin investors. They're all buying this stuff, guys, and that's why we have such an amazing opportunity that we don't want to squander. We don't want to miss out on this because, this is amazing. The length of time of this bottom consolidation inside of Bitcoin that took us from, $160 to $500, this bottom formation literally was 280 days. The one that we're seeing now is double that. The expanse on the upside that we're going to see is going to be way faster than what we saw with Bitcoin in the last cycle. It's going to impulse quickly, right? And then we're going to keep going. It'll be something along the lines of this. Or even the last cycle, how the last cycle looked. That's what it's going to look like again. So don't miss out on this. Anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. I wanted to just go through, share with you guys how obvious it is to me that we're bullish. I mean, if you can't see this, then, it's whatever. I'm only here to show and spread awareness to the people that have the vision, to have the foresight to see the things that I'm showing you. Because it's not hard. It's just when we overcomplicate things that it becomes hard. For me, this is very, very obvious what's about to take place. So obvious that I'm all in with all of my money, which I've been very adamant about telling you guys. I wouldn't be all in on the market if I didn't fully trust what I'm doing, and I do right now. I 100% have confidence in what's taking place. I can lose all my money and I'm fine. Obviously, you guys risk whatever you're willing to lose. Personally, I'm willing to lose everything I have, so I have a little bit more risk tolerance. But guys, I wanted to quickly take 2 minutes to brush up for the people that stay to the end that want to hear more about how to sign up for the video course and signals, what it comes with, the pros of doing so. Now, really what I want to talk about first off is how important it is that as a new person getting into these markets, you have quality information to go off of, which is why I'm tying it together with the video course. So the video course is 20 educational videos that's going to teach you guys all of my strategies for profiting inside of crypto. I cannot tell you guys how much money I lost before I figured out what the hell I was actually doing and before I got profitable at what I was doing. It took a lot of trial and effort. I paid a lot of money worth of courses, I paid a lot of money worth of mentorship, and I paid the market a lot of money in losses, which is really what I'm trying to teach you guys is how to not make those same losses, how to be smart, how to have a trading plan, and how to practice risk management and all the things that are going to help you to get profitable like I am every single day, which is why it's so important that if you're new and getting into this market, you want some quality information, a course to teach you guys all of my strategies. The video course is going to be for you. I'm also going to be adding a number of different videos down the line. There's only 20 right now, but my goal is to have 40. So there's going to be a ton of new content that I'm updating with you guys for that. Now, the alternative is actually the signals. If you guys would rather just copy my portfolio, 80% of my portfolio goes for long-term holds. You guys will immediately get my long-term portfolio with exact percentages of what I've allocated to each investment. On top of that, I take 20% and I allocate that for shorter term investments, swing trades, margin trades, things like that. So you guys are going to get a full round understanding of how I trade, how to copy my trades, and you guys will be able to make those same gains. We've had a number of big winners recently. Tons of altcoins popping off across the board. It's been like shooting fish in the barrel, and that's what's exciting, guys. We are at the bottom of the cycle before we have another huge parabolic run. And so by getting in the signals early, you're not only going to be able to copy my long-term portfolio, which is at the bottom stages, but you're also going to be copying all of those other amazing altcoins that I like to find and give to you guys inside of the Discord. You guys will get your own free chat channel to be able to converse with me, ask direct questions, and all of those things. So it's a really beautiful thing that I would love to have you guys a part of. So if this is interesting to you, all you guys got to do is click in the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. Once you guys have access, just shoot me a message and I'll be able to get you guys all of the information needed on how to sign up. You guys can also email me. You guys can reach out on Twitter. All the social medias are also going to be in the description of this video. So make sure that you guys just reach out. Make sure you guys get access to this because we're making lots of money every day, and I would love to have you guys a part of that with me. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. and I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.